Students, today we study History, Chapter 3, the first phase of the International Movement. The history of the International Congress for the freedom struggle may be divided into three: early nationalists, the 30s, and the Gandhian period. In this chapter, we study the early nationalists or the moderates. They were known as the moderates because they were educated middle class and believed in the moderate politics. They asked for constitutional and other reforms within the framework of the British rule. They had full faith in the British sense of justice. The demands. The moderates wanted largest share in the government. They did not ask for immediate freedom. They aimed at winning freedom through gradual process. They demanded reduction in the land revenue and the protection of peasants. In the administrative sphere, the moderates demanded Indianization of service through simultaneous LCS examination in India and England. They demanded complete separation of the executive and the judiciary and a wider employment of Indians in higher posts. They defended the civil rights and they demanded freedom of speech, press. Methods of the moderates. The moderates believed in the constitutional and peaceful methods and avoided violence. They made the use of 3 P's, that is, petitions, prayers, and protests to achieve their objectives. The achievements. They aroused the feeling of one nation. They trained Indians in the art of politics. They exposed the true nature of the British rule in India. They pressurized the British government to pass the Public Service Commission Act in 1886, holding of ICS examination simultaneously in India and London, and the appointment of Welby Commission on Indian expenditure. The British attitude towards the moderates. In the beginning, the British government welcomed the Indian National Congress. Gradually, as the Congress increased their demands, the officials began to criticize it. The important leaders. We studied 3 leaders: Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopalakrishna Gokhale, and Surendranath Banerjee. Dadabhai Naoroji was known as the Grand Old Man of India. He was also known as India's unofficial ambassador to England during his stay in England from 1855 to 1869. He was elected the President of the International Congress thrice in 1886, 1893 and 1906. He was the first Indian to become the member of the House of the Commons. He was the first person to use Swaraj from the Congress platform at its Calcutta session in 1906. In 1865, he founded the London India Society. He exposed the true nature of the British rule in India through his book The Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. He explained his drain theory in this book. Gopalakrishna Gokhale, he was a great patriot, social reformer, and an educationalist. He founded the Servants of India Society. He went to England and South Africa and persuaded Gandhiji to return to India. He is known as the political guru of Gandhiji. Surendranath Banerjee, he was a nationalist leader, journalist, and a dedicated educationalist. He was the first Indian to qualify the ICS examination. He was elected to Bengal Legislative Council. He founded Indian Association in 1876. He convened the Indian National Conference in 1883. He opposed the Arms Act, the Vernacular Press Act, the lowering of age for appearing in the ICS examination from 21 to 19 years, the Minda-Murali Reforms Act, and the partition of Bengal. Because of his strong opposition to these acts, he was nicknamed as Surrender Not Banerjee.